Check out what I found at a thrift store today. It's a Macintosh Performa 600. It's got a CD, it's got a floppy drive. Let's take a closer look at it. So, looking at the front, got a couple buttons here that I don't know what they do. They feel pretty squishy, so I'm not sure if they actually work. Speaker grill, nice little label there with the rainbow apple. Floppy drive. This actually has the original tray, CD tray, whatever you want to call it, to put the CD into. I think it's the original one anyways. Could be wrong. Put your CD in there, close it up, put the cartridge right through there. It snaps in, and I want to push it in all the way because I probably won't be able to eject it. There's the top with a GS writing it. There's the one side. There is some surface rust here on the metal cover, but hopefully there wasn't any kind of water damage on it or anything. I'm kind of thinking it was just kind of in a damp basement or something. There's the other side with Dan written on it. And here's the back, and we'll take a closer look at it. You got your power cord adapter here to plug into, and the power supply, which is in this general area. Get something here, power maybe, something. There's the display port, SCSI. Got printer, modem, couple penis tree connectors. Oh, those are probably the mouse and keyboard. There's the speaker, microphone. All right, let's crack this. Let's crack this baby open. See what we got inside. I'm thinking I gotta take that off. There's a screw there. Come on out of there. It might just stay there. I hear things slapping around in there. I clearly don't know how to open this thing. Something's loose. Oh yeah, there we go. Okay. Whew. This should just come right off like that. There it is. Here's the inside. There's a lot of surface rust, as you can see there. So it looks like there's some water sitting in there, unfortunately. You know, and the battery dislodged. That's not a good sign. Oh boy. This is not looking good. That is not good. So as you can see, this looks really nasty over here where the battery was. So that obviously corroded out and probably screwed up the board, but I'm just going to tear this thing down and clean it up the best I can and just hope that it still works, and hopefully maybe get another one of these, or just clean this up and replace the battery. That really sucks because I didn't test to see if it turned on or anything. I was just kind of hoping everything would be a-okay, but everything's not a-okay. Everything else looks okay. So there's the hard drive, and I'm looking at it upside down. So it's a SCSI hard drive from '93, IBM, 160 megabytes. There's a floppy drive. CD drive is down there. It's a power supply. I'll start taking this thing apart, I guess. Start with removing the hard drive. Too big. Oh, yeah. We don't want to do that. Look, I found a screw that I should have found in the first place. And there we go. Yeah, and then there's the screws to hold the actual hard drive in place, but we're going to keep that in there. And there's another screw for the floppy drive. And that just comes right out. Put that. And then there's the floppy drive. Plastic protector there. Dirty. So there's the CD drive. It's actually got a little eject button there. broken piece that I just found. Is it broken? It looks like it just came out of something. I don't know if you can see that. It looks like you can, but there's even some rust on the actual memory sticks. I will be rather surprised. I'll be rather surprised if this thing actually works. Oh, you know what? This piece here that I found is actually a part that holds the motherboard in place. Kind of looks similar to that. I'll unhook this here. Okay. There we go. Alright, on the bottom of the power supply you got this little connector here that actually just slides down and connects right into that. There's the fan. Okay, now we have the power supply out of the way. And try to get the CD drive out. Yeah, push them in and pull out, but it's kind of difficult here. Ooh, I think I've dislodged it. I think it's rusted in there. Oh, there it goes. Yes, sirree. Okay, so there's some cables down here I gotta disconnect yet. This one here, which I believe is for the CD drive. And I think this is the floppy connector and the power connector for said CD drive. The logic board is loose. Okay. This should hopefully pull right out. Yep, so there's some nasty corrosion on this too. There's the back. Next thing I want to do is open this thing up and make sure there's no major damage to it. Since there is a lot of corrosion here, kind of hoping it didn't go all the way through and screw anything up on the inside. So let's go ahead and disassemble. A lot of rust falling off of this thing. Okay, so my camera ran out of space once again. I'm actually just using my phone, but I have no space on it. So what it is, I removed a bunch of screws. This was on there like so when I took this top cover off, and this was really corroded here, so I just put some electrical tape on there to kind of prevent anything from flaking off and causing even more damage than has already been caused. That came off. Then there was a couple screws holding that on. And then these connectors were, if I can get it in the camera view here. Two connectors here and two ribbon cables here that were connected that I just disconnected. This came out. And the board actually looks pretty good. Doesn't look like there's any damage on there from corrosion or anything, so that is a good thing. I blew this thing out, cleaned up the lens. I took the front cover off. You'll see me as I put it back together here, which I think I'm going to do right about now. Okay, I think this was on next. Yeah, but I put this in the wrong spot. There we go. Okay, now for the front. I thought this was a button of some sort, but it really doesn't push in on anything, so. There we go, I think. Yeah. No. Shit. Okay, this electrical tape is a bad idea, I think. It's causing me problems. Nice big rust hole in there now. Some information on the actual CD drive in there. It's a Sony CD-ROM unit, model number CDU 561-25. So hopefully this thing still works too. Now to put the tracks back on. Okay, that's ready to be thrown back in to not work. We got a connector for the speaker here that I'll take out. Now to figure out how to get this logic board out of here. This thing is bothering me. Hope I didn't break it. I don't think I did. Come on out of there. Don't be shy. Don't be shy now. You need repairing. Don't try to run away. Gently now. I don't think I broke this. What a miracle. Okay, so there's the logic board here. All corroded. Now let's take the RAM out. There's the first one. This one looks okay, I guess. This one does not look good, as you can see right there. And there's the next one. This one looks okay too. And the last one here. This one looks fine. Let's look at the bottom, see what the bottom looks like. Yeah, there's some nastiness right in there. Especially this spot here doesn't look too good. This is where the battery hooked up. And the bottom doesn't look too bad. I mean, considering how nasty it looks on top, that may be the fatal flaw right there. But until I get it cleaned up, I won't know for sure. Let's take these sticks of something or other out too. Don't know what these are. I don't know if this is probably the video RAM, I'm assuming. So these look like they're in decent shape. This one looks good too. So there you go. There's our bare logic board to go ahead and clean up and hope it works. As you can see, this battery just exploded and just corroded everything. I wouldn't be surprised if this was the whole reason why this thing's all corroded out at this point. Even the case and everything. Oh shit. I'm dropping rust in there. So we're just going to throw this out. Okay, so what I'm going to do for this corroded area here is I got some baking soda and some water. I'm going to make like kind of a paste here. Put it on here. Let it soak for about 20-30 minutes. Give it a good scrub. Then I'm going to throw some Windex on here, scrub it all down. Then I'll take some rubbing alcohol, do the same thing, and do front and back. I'm an artist. And we'll get some on the underneath of it. Okay, so it's been about 20 minutes here. And I'll give this a little scrub here. I have a feeling this is not going to clean up too well. So there's our spot right here. Some of those traces are a little green from the actual corrosion. So that kind of sucks. Really, really bad. Oh my god, ouch! Okay, let's instantly get some alcohol on this to really dry it. Give it some dabs here. You didn't hear a thing. It's not the oven beeping. Oh! God. Air dry.
A few moments later.
Oh, it turned out perfect. Whoa, man. Awesome. Perfect. Yes. Let's put the logic board back in, and I figured out that this big cage here actually comes out of there. And there wasn't a screw in the middle of the motherboard here, but I guess we'll put one in now. Spinny, spinny, not going in. Let's put this front switches on here. Something like this. Got a little light deflector here that goes somewhere over in this area. No, don't tell me I have to put this in first. Shit. Okay, speaker. Plug the speaker back in. We'll put our video RAM back in here. Looks good. We'll put the regular rammer back in there. There. And I noticed, taking a closer look, some of these traces are dislodged, not connecting to where it needs to go. So I have no faith that this thing is even going to work. It might power on, but I don't think we're going to have any full system boot up or anything. Put our cage back on. Put the CD drive back in here. Cable management, folks, at its finest. Plug it in, plug it in. And we got the CD audio. Okay, here's our power supply. This just slides right in. Okay, that's it. Let's see if it powers up. I think this is the power button. Nothing. This thing doesn't seem like it's in there properly either. It's the only screw for the power supply. Shit! Maybe it's because of the cover?